Once upon a time, in a quiet town near the river, there lived a man named Daniel. Daniel was known by everyone, not because he was rich, not because he was powerful, but because he was always available. If someone needed help moving furniture, Daniel was there. If a friend needed money, Daniel gave it. If a colleague needed someone to stay late at work, Daniel stayed. He never said no. At first, people admired him. They said he had a kind heart. They said he was a good man. And Daniel believed that being good meant always being there for others. But slowly, something began to change. People stopped asking politely. They started expecting. If Daniel did not answer his phone immediately, they felt upset. If he said he was busy, they were disappointed. If he looked tired, they did not notice. Daniel's days became heavy. His phone never stopped ringing. His evenings were no longer his own. He wanted to rest. He wanted silence. But every time he thought about saying no, he felt guilty. What if they think I'm selfish? What if they stop liking me? What if I disappoint them? So he continued saying yes. Weeks passed, then months. One day, Daniel realized something painful. The same people he helped every day were never there for him. When he felt sick, no one visited. When he felt sad, no one asked why. When he needed help, everyone was busy. For the first time, Daniel felt alone. Not because people hated him, but because they were used to him. One evening, tired and confused, Daniel went for a walk by the river. He sat under an old tree and closed his eyes. There, he saw an old gardener watering the plants nearby. The gardener looked calm and peaceful. Daniel watched him carefully. The gardener watered some plants gently, but he ignored others. Curious, Daniel walked closer and asked, "Why are you watering only some plants and not all of them?" The old gardener smiled and replied, "If I give water to every plant without thinking, I will run out of water, and then none of them will survive." Daniel stayed silent. The gardener continued, "A good gardener does not give water to every plant every day. He gives water where it is needed, and he always keeps some water for tomorrow." Daniel looked at the river. He began to understand. He had been giving all his water away, every day, to everyone, and he kept nothing for himself. That night, Daniel made a quiet decision. He would still help others. He would still be kind, but he would not be available all the time. The first time Daniel said no, his heart was beating fast. He could not sleep that night. His mind was full of fear. Did I hurt them? Will they think I have changed? Will they leave me? For many years, Daniel believed that love meant sacrifice. He believed that respect came from always saying yes. But now, for the first time, he was learning something different. The next week was not easy. Some friends stopped calling. Some coworkers whispered behind his back. One even said, "You are not the same anymore." And they were right. He was not the same. He was tired of being needed, but never valued. He was tired of being available, but never appreciated. One evening, Daniel looked at his phone. For years, that small device controlled his life. Every notification felt urgent. Every message felt important. But he realized something powerful. Not everything that calls for you deserves your answer. He slowly turned the phone face down, and for the first time in a long while, he listened to the silence. In that silence, he did not feel selfish. He felt free. Days turned into weeks. Something interesting began to happen. The people who truly cared respected his time. They asked instead of demanded. They understood instead of expected, and those who only needed him for convenience slowly disappeared. It hurt at first, but Daniel realized something important. When you are always available, people see you as a resource. When you value your time, people begin to value you. One afternoon, he met the old gardener again. The gardener smiled and asked, "Do you still give water to every plant?" Daniel smiled gently and replied, "No, now I water the ones that grow." The gardener nodded with quiet pride. Daniel had finally understood. Kindness does not mean exhaustion. Love does not mean losing yourself. Helping others is beautiful, but helping yourself is necessary. From that day forward, Daniel lived differently. He still helped when he could. He still cared deeply, but he no longer abandoned himself for the comfort of others. And something unexpected happened. The more he respected himself, the more others respected him. Because boundaries don't push people away, they teach people how to treat you. And Daniel finally learned that even the kindest heart must protect its own peace. If this story spoke to you, take a moment to reflect. Are you giving all your water away? Or are you saving some for yourself? Thank you for listening, and remember, being kind is beautiful, but respecting yourself is necessary.